Hey, Moody. Thought you said this guy was tough, huh? Don't look so tough to me. You're not so tough, are you? Thought you said this guy is tough. Huh, yo, Moody. I thought you said this guy was tough. Huh, don't look so tough to me. Why don't you go kick his ass?
Yo, yo, yo. What up, Raider Nation? Signing in here from the Raider Nation news desk tonight. Burning the midnight oil. Raiders drop a close one, 25-24 at home to the Chicago Bears. Let's talk about it. But first, let's get a like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, auto download the show on the audio portion of the podcast, whether it be on Apple or Spotify or wherever you're getting it. Then lastly, let's not forget our sponsor, shebangboutique.com. SHEE bangboutique.com. Go over there, something nice for me, man. Do that. Yeah.
Beat bins in your ear, in your ear, in your ear.
All right, Nation. So, from the Raider Nation news desk, checking in, Raider Ragu here. Week 4 matchup, Raiders Bears at Allegiant Stadium. Started off Mickey. Gino right away, man, giving the rock to the other team. Was like going to be one of those nights, and it ended up being one of those nights, man, or one of those afternoons. Let me start off by giving some props to this one young man, this one individual. He is a Vegas native, right? He is quietly having a stellar beginning of the season, and that is Jonah Liulu, man. Yay. Give it up for Jonah, man. Jonah had another pass batted down yesterday to go along with his I know he has at least 3 sacks, might maybe 4 sacks. I didn't even look. I just know from watching the game that Jonah Laulu has been playing really well when he's in there. Shout out to Jonah. So, a couple things, man. Raiders lose 25-24. Let's jump right into it, man. First quarter, I feel like Jordan Meredith point shade, right? Uh, remember the line from the movie Casino where Sam Rothstein tells the politician dude that either his nephew or whoever it was too stupid to realize he was being cheated or he was in on it. Either way, he couldn't have him in the casino no more. Right? Y'all remember that? Well, casino fans, y'all might remember that. Anyway, that's how I feel about Jordan Meredith on that short yardage play. When we went for it, um, we kind of backed up. We was on our side of the 50, and we went for it, didn't get it. The play where Genty fumbled and all that. Well, Jordan Meredith let his man just run straight in, y'all. If you go back and watch it, he had a guy right over the top of him. So they in like a, you could call it, you know, man on man. Everybody was lined up on the head, or you could call it a bear front, where they just had the center and the two guards matched up, and then the outside shoulder of the tackles with the backers filling those gaps. But it was definitely somebody head up on the center, and this dude snapped the ball and blocked the D tackle to the left of him in a short yardage situation, right? It was no time to be running a trap. It was not a trap because nobody was coming in motion, no wham block, none of that. And you wouldn't do that on no like 4th and 1. This dude, instead of just engaging the guy right over him, he went this way. And that guy ran straight in and tackled Genty, man. Um, I, I, I don't, there's no explanation for it. I almost wanted to, show it and just, make a whole spectacle of it, man. But I don't want to throw him under the bus like that right now. But it happened. You guys can go and watch it. I also want to say, I feel like Max Crosby played his best game yesterday. Some of y'all might disagree with that. He had multiple sack games, of course, better stats or whatever, but he did have his first career interception yesterday, returned it 20 yards. He batted down three balls, almost four, and was just basically wreaking havoc yesterday. Just basically being a disruptor. They would not run towards him whatsoever. They would run in the middle or to the other side only. They didn't have a ton of success running the ball. They got some decent runs a couple times, but they didn't have a ton of success running the football. It was passing that killed the Raiders. But I want to say that I feel like Max had his best game as a Raider overall. Interception, two, three bat down total, and then the numerous tackles and the TFLs, and it's just wreaking havoc. My estimation is his best game as a Raider or his best game in a long time, a couple years. Another thing I want to take note of from the very beginning of the game, Jackson Powers Johnson is a difference maker on this offensive line. He is the difference maker on this offensive line. He packs a punch. He is the guy, man. He is the the stir that stirs up the coffee or the tea, bro. He is that guy for this offensive line, and when he's not in there, you can tell. I Since we don't know what's up with Colton yet, I got no word on Colton. I got no word on East Oaks either, by the way. But I got no word on Colton Miller yet. But I'm gonna submit right now. Even with Colton out, it's more important to have JPJ in because of the attitude, because of the that it factor, right? That playing to the echo of the whistle, that toughness. Because remember last week I was saying this team is soft. Dude is not soft. Number 58 is not soft, right? 58 be out there on one. And guys in the league are starting to take notice of it too. Um, so he's a difference maker on the O line. In that regard, a difference maker on this football team. One of the difference makers on this squad is JPJ, man, especially on the O line. You can tell when he's in there versus when he's not in there, period. So shout out to him. Uh, can't say enough about Max, man. Just that first half, he really, really was tremendous, man. Tremendous player. Talked a little crap about him not being all that against the pass or whatever. But it's not lost on me that they run a lot of, tight ends, wing to his side to make his path to the quarterback further. Right? It's not lost on me. I see that. And they chip him. They chip him with that lineup and they chip him in other lineups. It's funny because I thought to myself, they should put Tyree on the outside of him and let him play really a de facto D tackle, but really it's a DN because he would be out there in that five technique and Tyree is out in that nine, right? And let both of them rush the quarterback and Tyree take that outside guy upfield and perhaps the double team, right? Upfield and the chip. Can't chip the inside guy, right? You chip that outside guy. So, or you make that a whole other wrinkle that a offensive coordinator has to think about is how to chip Max Crosby from the inside position. And they did that. Patrick Graham did that. I commend you. Speaking of Tyree, Tyree got a sack. Tyree looked good. Tyree is starting to look confident out there, man. He's starting to look confident out there. He's starting to look like a top 10 pick, to be honest with you. He's finding himself as a player, still kind of positionless. All we know is he's somewhere up in that front. He's got to be somewhere in the front. He's not. a linebacker because he doesn't have that agility and speed. But along that line, he can play just about anywhere and be effective. And he's having a good start of the season too. Hope this is a breakout campaign for him. I believe he has 2 sacks on the season, perhaps 3, but I know he has 2 sacks on the young season so far. Another observation, man, didn't really dawn on me until the second quarter, man. Um, Looked like Patrick Graham, for whatever reason, starting to go away from Elandon Roberts. As you guys know, it's a lot of 4-2-5, a lot of nickel in the National Football League. Almost faith defense in this day and age. Although the Raiders do still run a 4-3 base defense, they will have uh, E-Rob, Pratt, they'll go Eichenberg, they'll go Jamal Adams. But a lot of times they have 2 backers in there, and it had been Jermaine Pratt and my bad. They would go the 3 linebackers is Devin White, E-Rob, and Pratt. So that's their base, right? Not not bad, right? Three aggressive guys, 3 guys that will hit you. Definite improvements from what the Raiders have had at linebacker in the past. However, I noticed in the 2 linebacker situations, it is a lot of Pratt and White now. And I noticed White was listening for the play. White was wearing the green dot. Saw kept covering his ear, trying to hear what the play was. White's the green dot guy on defense now, not Roberts. So then they putting Jamal in more at the backer. So they use it when they do go back with 3 backers. They use Pratt, White, and Adams. Right. So that's something I noticed. They like for whatever reason, and he did come up and knock Chin off that tackle from that dude Nichols last week in Washington and caused that big run. It didn't wrap the guy up. So I think, maybe I'm only here speculating. I don't have this as inside knowledge or anything, but I'm thinking maybe, you know, that play amongst some other plays he put on film and the coaches wasn't really feeling it. So he played, but I noticed it looks like they're kind of phasing him out, man. It was a lot of Devin White and Jermaine Pratt. And then Jamal Adams played a few more snaps than he had been playing. So something for us to watch. Um, but he definitely, E-Rob wasn't in there as much. Uh, so I was saying that the O line needed a bounce back game. They got their boy JPJ back in there, and then they did just that, guys. We cannot say that the O line caused this loss yesterday. Was it a perfect performance by the O line? No. There was still some things that happened, some assignments missed, some unaggressiveness shown up there. But for the most part, the O line did their thing, and they certainly played well enough for us to win that football game. So shout out to the O line. Specifically, man, I want to say good job to Dylan Parham. Dylan Parham, I have been on your helmet. I even called for, let the rookie Caleb Rogers come in there and see what he could do over you, basically calling for your job, which I don't like to do. But, I get a little passionate sometimes, man. And when you go a couple games playing Mickey, uh, out there moving Mickey, doing Mickey stuff, then I get on you. Pause. So, like I was telling Trey Tucker, I shouldn't have to get on you, man, pause, for you to play well, right? You heard me dissing you or whatever. Then you come out and you play well. Why don't you just play well anyway, man? Right? Play like you played Sunday against the Chicago Bears. Play like that all the time, bro. Dylan Palm. Play like that all the time, and they will resign you. Oh yeah, on a side note, I feel like I saw Ben Johnson tell Tyree Wilson, if we don't pick up his option or if we don't resign him, that he's gonna come get him. I could have swore he told Tyree that at the end of the game when they was all on the field after you know how they do in the NFL when everybody be speaking or whatever. NFL head coaches don't really normally say nothing to other players. This dude Ben Johnson, go back and look at it. Ben Johnson said something to Tyree. I'm a go back and try to lip read it. I believe he did say that. Anyway, good job by Palm, especially on the long run by Genty. He got up to the second level and sealed that guy. It was a great block, great rep by him. So remember, before the game, the podcast before the game, I said bounce back game by the lineman, right? Let's get Genty 100 yards. What we do, what the O line do. Great job by the kid, man. Um, show why he was drafted so high. And what I like is how he ran through tackles on two of those touchdowns. Right, he had three touchdowns yesterday, but he ran through a guy after a long run. He ran 64 yards, and was it Bayard? Yeah, Bayard tried to get him right, and just he tried to grab him high and pull him down. He just ran right through that. Still running strong after running 60 yards because that was at about like the 4 or 5 yard line. That was impressive. And then when he made that catch, and then the guy tried to come and collar him, and he ran right through that. The kid shows you how strong he is and how hard he's out there running, man. Just those little subtle little plays right there. If you play football, you know, man. He wasn't even phased by that. He runs hard and he's strong as heck, and he showed some whip. He showed some get up out of there yesterday. So shout out to Genty, man. His come out party, if you would. He ran for one and caught two tuds on his route to over 100 yards, well over 100 yards. I don't even have the stats right here, but we can look them up. I'll put them in the chat or something. You guys already know how many yards he had, but he had a bunch of yards. Uh, he had a nice, good chunky runs where he's breaking 8, 9, 10 yard runs. Then he had to where he bust for 64 yards in the touchdowns. Shout out to Genty and my guy Palm. So let's get to Mr. Smith. Gino. Uh, see my beard right here. It was white. It was black yesterday. So, no, I'm just kidding. Gino, man, you gonna put some folks in the hospital, man, with these performances. You're really dragging down the nation, and I mean it in the sincerest of ways, man. I don't mean any disrespect, but bro, Gino, come on, man. It's like you can't just throw one pick, right? Like once you get the party started with the throwing picks, bro, I mean, what is it, 2 games? You didn't have 3 picks in the game. You always having multiple picks. You locking on guys, right? The safeties know. Here, let me tell you what they know. I was just talking to my boy Producer Kev about this, and this is something that John Gruden would not be having. You have a tendency to look for Jacoby Myers on the first play of the game. I don't know if Chip is telling you to do this, or is allowing you to do this, or has even recognized that you're doing this. But I know you're doing this from the couch, from my living room, bro. I know you're doing it. So that's why the safety from the Chargers knew. That's why Kevin Byard from the Bears knew. And if you keep doing it, all the safeties that we play against are gonna know. So, bro, you gotta do one or two things. You gotta either, look somewhere else and then come back to Myers, or you gotta, pump to Myers and hit Tucker or somebody over the top, man, because they gonna break. If you pump to Myers, they gonna break on that. Then guess what? After you do that a game or two, now the film is gonna show. Okay, he wants to go to Myers. Oh, but now he's pumping. He realized his tendency. Now he's pumping to Myers. All right, so now we don't know what he's gonna do. Right? That's what happens, bro. You be like, you got to break the tendency. So you come down, you come out sometimes, and you play action or whatever, check it back down to the back. Come out, play action, try to hit Bowers. They're probably doubling Bowers from the beginning of the game. Or you come out of it, hit the other tight end. If you come out in the 12 personnel, you hit Mayer or Ian Thomas, right? Or you take your drop and you hit Trey Tucker on some underneath. Stop throwing it to Jacoby Myers in the first play of the game. And if you do, look him off before you go to him. Stop staring down receivers. It seems like, I don't know, man. You might be tipping it off because it's like all of the times when you try to throw to Jacoby are the ones that's getting intercepted. I believe that's 100. What I'm saying, I believe that's the buck right there. The throws that usually get intercepted are the ones you're trying to throw to Myers. Are you and Myers tipping something off in the huddle? Watch it, man. You got to watch it. You got to think about it. Stop staring them down, though. Figure it out. I don't know if you feel like you don't have the accuracy if you don't watch the guy the whole way. Well, if you don't, man, you're gonna have to get that. You're gonna have to learn that, right? Or you're gonna have to come on. You're gonna have to learn that, man. Period. You have to come from this guy to this guy and make an accurate throw. You feel like you got to look at the guy all the way. You got to look at him all the way just to make the accurate throw. Man, you got to look here, then come back here and throw. That's gonna keep the guy centered up, or it might even make you cheat the other way. But the way you doing it, man, he's creeping towards the guy, and then breaking. I mean, as old DB, man, I see all that. Stop staring down the receivers, Gino. You cost us the football game yesterday. No question about it. You made the Raiders lose, along with Meredith too on that play. You with the 3 picks, man. The extra possessions. Raiders only ran 52 plays on offense yesterday. Lincoln Kennedy said that's about 20 plays too few. How many is that? That could be 3 drives, man. That could be 2 long drives with time consumption, right? With their offense off the field, with your defense off the field, resting. But you keep giving the ball away, man. The defense doesn't get any rest. Other team gets a bunch of reps. They're pros, bro. They're gonna score. You keep giving them reps. If they taking, 10, 15 more plays than the Raiders are every game, you putting them at a disadvantage by doing that, man. And then sometimes you're doing it like right immediately. As soon as the defense get on the field, get off the field, you come out and throw a pick, bro. Come on, man. You got to be better than that. I thought you was tough. Hey, Moody, I thought you said this guy was tough. That's all movie reference. If y'all watch a lot of movies, then you might know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I said When Gino threw the pick in the third quarter, like right when the half started, I said right then, we can't expect to win with the quarterback throwing three picks in just one half of play plus one play. Like you can't expect to win in National Football League, even bad teams. And I will say, I'll go so far to say, if Chicago's a little bit better team, but Chicago was one of the better teams in the league, Chicago didn't go to the playoffs last year either. They only a team that's on the rise, trying to be better. So yeah, I was saying, man, Gino, you got to get better. He calls us the ball game, and at this point, man, I'm just on some hey Moody. I thought you said this guy was tough. Um, there was one fantastic play in the football game by Chicago, and that was that punt right there toward the end of the third quarter, man. That punt that's all the way down there. That basically took an offensive possession away because of the plays we ran. You know, excuse me, they ran QB sneak to Gino, ran a play to Ashton that didn't get any yards. Not sure if Ashton went the wrong way on that one or was it not blocked up correctly, but didn't get any yards. And then they threw the ball to Jacoby. He gained about 7 yards, but it ended up being like 4th and 2. He gained about 6 yards. It was like 4th and 2, right there on their 11-yard line, I believe it was. But that was because of that fantastic punt that died right there at the 1 yard line, and then they got half the distance to the goal uh, on a holding call and put it right there on like the 6-inch line. So that was a great play. I think the Raiders' offense had been rolling, and had they been able to get that ball out on the 20, or Tucker was able to return that ball and get it out to the 20 or further, I think the Raiders go on a sustained drive, and then Chicago ends up running out of time later to come back and win the game. Also, maybe the Raiders take it down and score there and put the game away, go up 2 scores. Anyway, it was just a great play, man. And it shows you how special teams um, is a big part of football. And with you, it doesn't seem like it's a big deal until it is, right? Special teams aren't a big deal until they are, right? Period. There's no better way to describe teams on a NFL football team, any team at any level. Special teams aren't a big deal until they are a big deal. So you losing ball games because of it. And the Raiders just lost the ball game because of special teams. Speaking of that, back on Gino. 6:48 left in the game. He short D to throw to Thornton right at the 2 yard line, man. And I feel like it was because of he was gun shy from the throws he had made earlier that he just short D'd it, man. And instead of zipping it right in there to the young fella might could have turned and got into the end zone with it, or at least got it right there to the 1 yard line, and then we would have had a decision on maybe even going for it on 4th and 1 or 4th and a half a yard. Or maybe he gets in there, man, but he short D'd it. Thornton 6'5". He had to bend all the way down here to try to catch it. Uh, didn't even make the catch. So caused the Raiders to have to just kick a field goal. And they go up 24-19 instead of 28-19. They go up 28-19 right there. That game is over. But so that wasn't an interception. That was just a bad throw. And, you know, cost the ball game in that regard as well. But then, man, the heartbreak. So, we go up 24-19. Chicago gets the ball back. It's 5+ minutes left, 6 minutes left because it was 6:48 when he didn't hit Thornton, and then we punted. So, you know, maybe another minute if that rolled off. So it's like 5:50 in the game. They get the rock back and they drive. They march on the Raiders and score. Um, Defense is tired, man, at this point, right? I can't even blame them. It's fourth quarter. It's late. They got all them extra plays that they played versus Chicago's offense. And Caleb and the offense got going right there. But to our credit, shout out to young Dylan Lowry. After they score, he gets the outstanding return. And next thing you know, man, one pass, two pass, man, we're up in field goal range. There was some talk about the play call on 3rd and 2, where we could have gotten even closer and ran more time off if they would have let Gino throw the ball. But Gino was having such a bad game. They did not want to risk anything. And they, you know, shifted Genty over to the right side and ran the ball to the left after Colton Miller got hurt, which was didn't make sense to me. But I think they should have tried to attempt to throw some type of short pass, maybe to Tucker, maybe even ran a little quick like reverse action or something with Tucker. But then again, if they fumbled a sort of like trick play with Tucker, then Chip never lives that down for trying that. So I feel like they should have put the it's tough to say because Gino was playing for 40, but I feel like they should have let Gino throw a little pass on that one and try to get the first. But anyway, he gets nowhere. We kick it from right there. 48 seconds left in the ball game. It was a 54-yard field goal. Dude comes around the right edge. He looked like he might have jumped offside too, man. Go back and look at it, guys. He really got a good jump on it. Remember when Jack Jones did something similar last year in Indy? They called offsides and let him kick it again from 5 yards closer, and we won. He missed it the first time. This time, the dude came in, blocked the kick. Very deflating, man. Raiders lost 25-24. They're about to win 27-25. Or it's about to go up 27-25 because it was still some seconds left in the game. Just heartbreaking, man. Just terrible, devastating loss. I don't know if the guy jumped off sides or not. It was a hell of a play by the kid. Blocked the kick, beat the Raiders at home. The Raiders just found a way to lose that game, but mostly it was because of Gino. Gino, you got to play better. Raider Nation, hang in there, y'all. That's all I can say, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Just win, baby.